Aston Martin chief makes FIA verdict prediction amid Red Bull cost cap saga. Aston Martin chief Mike Krack is predicting a swift outcome in the Formula One cost cap saga after his team were found to be in breach of a procedural issue. But team principal Krack insists that Aston Martin's case is independent of Red Bull's, as the F1 paddock eagerly awaits the punishment that is handed out to the Austrian manufacturer. Red Bull and Aston Martin were both said to have breached cost cap limits in a recent FIA report that has dominated the sports headlines. But it has since transpired that while Red Bull have overspent on the £114 million budget cap, Aston Martin have only been deemed guilty of procedural errors. Williams were fined just over £21,000 for a procedural offence earlier this year, and Aston Martin's breach falls under the same category. Krack has been in negotiations with the FIA and the team are expected to finalise an accepted breach agreement with the sports governing body concerning the procedural issue. "We are in discussion with the FIA," Krack told Autosport. "I think it will be something that we try to conclude in the next days. So we had some discussions over the weekend as well with them. And I'm quite confident that we'll get it solved soon." While the cost cap saga has involved Aston Martin, the focus in F1 has almost been entirely on Red Bull after the minor breach of the financial regulations. Red Bull boss Christian Horner was expected to discuss a proposed penalty with the FIA at the U.S. Grand Prix in Texas, but talks were put on hold as the team mourns the death of its founder 𝗔𝘀𝘁𝗁𝗂. "I understood from reading that they postponed, because of 𝗔𝘀𝘁𝗁𝗂, Krack added. "Actually, they are two independent things. So I would not mind that we finish ours as quickly as possible. And also, it's a different situation, we are not overspending." Meanwhile, former F1 world champion Nico Rosberg believes it is impossible for the FIA to hand Red Bull a suitable penalty, due to uncertainty over the impact of their overspending. Max Verstappen beat Mercedes driver Lewis Hamilton in a dramatic title race decided by fine margins in 2021, and Rosberg believes the FIA are in a lose-lose situation when deciding Red Bull's fate. "What was done with the extra money that was used," the German said, "was it to buy sandwiches or was it to develop the car with one extra upgrade? It's so difficult to judge it from the outside and all of that needs to be taken into consideration a little bit, I'm sure." For the FIA, the problem is it's really a lose-lose situation because if they took points away from last year's championship, worst case even points from Max, that would be really bad for everybody. But if they did a serious cost cap breach, like a big one, a couple of million or whatever, and it really gave them a performance advantage and they, the FIA, don't go in very hard or aggressive, then that's also lose-lose.